My husband, a 28-year-old man, recently came out as straight. We've been married for about 3 years and dated for 2, making it a total of 5 years in a gay relationship. We are both men and have always been, and I don't foresee that changing anytime soon. Our relationship has been mostly healthy, with the usual minor arguments, but we always resolved them and continued with our affection as normal. This is why I'm so confused about what's happening between us now. Why is this happening? I'm a Christian, and while I know many people might not like that, gay Christians do exist. My husband was agnostic, not exactly an atheist, just not fully aligned with any religion. That was fine with me. I would have supported him finding peace in anything. He didn't need to become a Christian, and honestly, as selfish as it sounds, I wish he hadn't. I know this makes me sound terrible, but he changed so drastically afterward, and I miss the man he used to be. It started slowly. He asked me about Bible verses, we went to church, and he even fasted for Lent. Christmas this year was more than just presents, and I was happy to share this part of me with him. I was raised religious and struggled with my identity, and if it weren't for other queer Christians, I would have left Christianity. I was glad we had these things to bond over, but it kept escalating. Suddenly, he was going to church more than I was, which is fine, always carrying a Bible and quoting verses during political discussions. His views began shifting to the right, and he recently retweeted someone saying, "Your body, my choice. You're a twink. Women's reproductive rights shouldn't concern you in the slightest." It kept escalating. He started agreeing with the LGB minus the T crowd and began spouting harmful rhetoric about drag queens, even though we're friends with many of them. When I pointed out that drag queens are much less likely to harm children than some pastors, he lost it, calling me a heathen and saying his friends were right. This caught my attention. What friends? I asked him what he meant, and he backtracked, saying he was tired and we should go to bed. I was tired too, and arguing didn't seem productive, so I put a pin in it, and we got ready for bed. Our room has an attached bathroom, and we usually keep the door open. He took a shower and locked the door, which was odd, but I didn't mention it. If he wants to set this boundary, that's fine, but he could at least communicate it, you know? The next day was Sunday, and he was already out of bed, presumably at church. I got up and ready, but when I arrived, I realized he wasn't there. Confused, I called him after the service to ask where he was. He said he was at church, but I told him I was there too and didn't see him. He clarified that he meant the other church. This was news to me, especially since he never mentioned it and still carried our Bible. I asked for the address to pick him up for brunch, but he said he didn't want his friends to see me. That hurt. I asked if we could at least meet up, and he said he'd see me at home. After a few hours, he finally came home and said we needed to talk. I agreed. I wanted to ask why he didn't want his friends to see me, but as I opened my mouth, he said, "I'm straight." I stared at him and he continued, explaining that his church helped him realize he wouldn't see the kingdom of God if he continued living in sin, and that he needed to leave me as soon as possible. He told them about my pastor comment, and they said I was a devil trying to lure him away from Christ. He started repeating rhetoric I'd heard from other Christians growing up, which upset me. He even said I could be saved, that I already had a traditionally masculine look, and just needed to steer away from homosexuality. I feel like I'm in an alternate reality. The love of my life is telling me I'm a devil who needs to return to Christ because I shut down his homophobic rhetoric. My gay husband is being homophobic. I'm sorry, but in the 5 years we've been together, he never realized he was suddenly straight. It doesn't work like that. It's not like we're in some other universe where confomo is a thing, right? I told him he needed to leave and that we could discuss arrangements later. I still want him. I love him. But I can't understand how he could look at me and say all that with a straight face. He argued that he didn't want to leave and that we could be friends, so I told him I wouldn't be friends with a self-hating queer. He packed a bag and left. His location shows he's at a random house I've never been to, but I assume it's one of the churchgoers he's friends with. I don't know what to do now. Did I seriously just lose my husband? I don't understand how this could happen. What can I do now? I miss him already.